Hello friends, my name is Shegun, popularly known as the IELTS Destroyer, and I've come today to show you or to explore with you 5 common reasons why people fail the IELTS test on their first attempt. As we are aware, the IELTS test is a requirement for a lot of things, like studying in some countries, migrating to some countries for purpose of work or residency. An exam as important as that, why do people still face so many challenges with the test? I'm not going to bore you with so many secrets or so many rhetorics. I'm going to go straight to the point from our experience as IELTS tutors and trainers for quite some time now. Less than 60% of candidates get their desired score at their first attempt, and that's the truth. And this is in the midst of so much poverty in the land. And I see it personally as a waste of resources. And what even makes it worse is the fact that Africans, and especially Nigerians, have communicated using English language for a lot of persons since they were born. So why would they still fail an English proficiency exam? The result is very simple. People would suffer for their ignorance. So what are people ignorant of? What misinformation have people had before now about the IELTS test that has provided the avenue for wastage, as far as I'm concerned, of hard-earned resources in repeating the test over and over again. So come along on this journey with me. The first challenge we have found is fear. And this fear for many candidates that we have had interactions with is a product of misleading testimonies and wrong orientation. So you hear that someone are taking the test 5, 6 times, 8 or even 9 times, and you put yourself in the person's shoe, believing because the person had similar that experience, there's a likelihood that your experience will be similar. Not at all. I say to my candidates most times, it is easier to pass that examination when you believe that you will pass it than when you spend all your time preparing and you do not believe that you will succeed. So a lot of candidates have passed at first instance. I can give you over 50 persons as examples that I know directly, and there are thousands of others out there. So you too can pass at your next attempt. So shed off that fear. It's doing more harm to you than any good. The second reason is this: people have a wrong assumption about the IELTS test, and they believe that it is a test of English language proficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not. IELTS test is not a test of English proficiency. It is a test of your mastery of the IELTS curriculum. There are several English language tests around the world. And if peradventure you prepare for the IELTS test and you go sit for another test like OET, I am very sure that you will score poorly on the OET. So if actually the IELTS is a test of English proficiency, then everyone who prepares for IELTS should be able to pass any other English test. What does that tell us invariably? The IELTS is an examination that has its curriculum, that has its scheme of purpose, that has its own rules and its own agenda. You know these rules, you understand the curriculum, you master it, you give it to them. Whether you are good in English language or not, you will pass the test. So shed off that assumption. Stop trying to speak English like the Britons or the Americans. You are born in Nigeria, speak Nigerian English. If you hear me speak, for example, you would know definitely the part of Nigeria that I am from. But I am a band 8.5 student of the IELTS who have also made other persons who scored 8.5 in the test. So it's not about phonetics. So if you speak English like an Igbo man, speak the Igbotic English. You speak English like a Yoruba man, let it flow. Nobody is there to judge your diction or your proficiency. They have their curriculum, master their curriculum, and give it to them. I'll be back in a moment to give you the other 3 points that I think you need to know about the English proficiency exam, so-called, named the IELTS exam. So your next attempt will be your last attempt at the examination. You get your score, you move ahead with your life. Thank you. See you on the next segment of this presentation.